a flood, you don't have time to go through and troubleshoot to say, hey, what's going on here?
When the waters rise, you'd expect city and county leaders could warn you that danger is on the way. But a KXAN investigation found 2 early warning devices meant to keep you safe actually washed away or stopped working during our flood in October.
Today, crews from the United States Geological Survey were out installing new fortified flood gauges. KXAN investigator Robert Maxwell shows us the agency is playing catch-up in our part of Texas, also known as Flash Flood Alley.
First, want to point out my photographer, Julie Karam, is in the now dry Onion Creek riverbed about 25-30 feet below me here. This is the old flood gauge that was broken during the flood when the floodwaters overtopped it and pushed it onto its side. The floodwaters kept coming, in fact. Overtopping the bridge here up to about my chest height that morning. USGS says the new flood gauge is in a whole different position and meant to withstand the test of time. The replacement water height gauge is positioned 15 feet higher than the old one, well above the Twin Creeks Road Bridge and mounted on sturdy metal pilings.
As the population of Texas grows, the need for accurate water information just grows every year.
12 years ago, the old water height gauge installed here measured low water flows and water quality. These thin metal boxes housing sensitive instruments were never designed to withstand the powerful record floods witnessed this fall.
We didn't realize how much people were truly depending on it, especially emergency manager types for large floods.
That all changed Halloween morning. With the gauges down, this video shows USGS crews at Highway 183 taking manual readings. Several miles downstream, homeowners are relieved high-tech measures are back in place.
It's always better than never, and so we can have at least some notice next time. This hopefully it will never happen again, but if in case it happens, I think for the better of the neighborhood.
In Southeast Austin, Robert Maxwell, KXAN investigates.
4 new gauges are costing the USGS about $82,000. Others are being installed on Onion Creek in southeast Austin, Williamson Creek in the southwest, and Shoal Creek near downtown Austin. We also learned 5 will be installed in Williamson County along the upper Brushy Creek watershed.
And I think what surprised a lot of people at that time is really how blind city leaders and all of us were to the flood because those gauges were broken.
That's right. And just look at the reports over the box from Onion Creek at US 183. It tells really the whole story. Now, this is the water height you see there throughout the night. Now, shortly after the rain started coming down, the gauge broke. That's where you see that gap in the information when the city needed it the most for about 5.5 hours after 3 o'clock in the morning. By the time it came back online, the water was already 30 feet deep, well above flood levels.
Of course, this is an issue we've been following closely since the flooding on Halloween. You can watch all of our stories right now in the investigation section at our website, KXAN.com.